Massive show coming up, prelim final, 2 of them in Melbourne. This is when we bloody love the footy wall.
And trade talk, some big names wanting out. And Tassie, are they in trouble?
I'll tell you who wants out, me with the tipping. 0 from 6. Can I go 0 from 8? Whatever I do the opposite. Plus, we have a Brownlow preview. We break all the news, including the new coaches, and preview these big blockbuster games in Melbourne. Daisy, can we hit the propeller this week?
This is the week for the propeller. Don't go anywhere. That's all coming up next. Oz, American Aces AFL Show.
Welcome back, everyone. It's the Aces AFL Show. Prelim week, boys. It's prelim week. 3 games of footy for the season left. And the two prelims both at the G. Melbourne had nothing last week, but this week you've got everything. Boys, welcome back to the studio. I'll start with you, Daisy. Well, you look amazing, but Daisy, you must be a little bit flat after your weekend.
What happened on the weekend?
Oh,
good weekend. Went Adelaide Friday.
$21,000 just cost the Newcombe Football Netball Club.
You know what? The writing was on the wall. When I came back from Adelaide, had an early flight on Saturday morning, Hawks fan gets in front, he sits in front of me and he starts leaning, hey, the Hawks, smelt like a brewery, looked like he'd ashed a few ciggies on his forehead. And I said, you better be, I haven't been a bit, mate. Oh, she's right, headphones in, head down. Next minute,
Oh, no.
I'm sort of looking, this is just as we've taken off, the bloke is spewed everywhere, all over himself in the seat. And then the waft of vomit throughout the plane. So Matty Richardson and I sit next to each other just going, what's going on? Anyway, that was the start of the day and it finished with Touk Miller. Went back, got the free kick, got the shot on goal that we wanted. It wasn't how I thought it was going to happen. I thought it was going to be...
It was right in front of me. I was there.
Right in front of my eyes. And I sat there and Natasha's sitting on the couch with not a whole lot of interest. She said, babes, grab the phone, film this. She's pretty tech savvy. She's pretty good on the Instagram stuff. She knew what was up. He's kicked it. I missed it. All well and good. The curse, I didn't think it was going to happen. Booted a log into the fire, kicked off, walked off. Did you get it? She goes, nah.
Oh, God.
And I said, do you realise if he had have kicked it though and you somehow buggered it up? Anyway, wasn't to be. Unfortunate, the propeller strikes again. We take down a really good bloke in Touk Miller, the Gold Coast Suns, and now 21,000. I thought it was it. Yeah.
So I was lucky enough, big shout out to Brooks Bloom. She hooked us up with some tickets, mum and dad, my sister. We went up there because I was on the Goldie and it all just...
it was a good plan. Let's not tag Hugh McCluggage.
Oh, yeah, that was a great plan. And I knew that plan, and I told you that plan. So thank you.
Timar doesn't tag those.
But no, but how like I thought this is it.
But right in front of you.
Hughes had 24 at I think it was the start of the third. I'm like, okay. But even I said to you guys, he's home. I shouldn't have said that till it was over, but I'm like, fuck it, I'll put me plums on the line here.
But even Touk had to go off Zorko. So at the start, Zorko was taken off. He was getting so many looks. I'm like, we are
the first 2, right? I thought, this is going to be high scoring. And then he tackles the bloke holding the ball right in front of me, and I'm like, oh, my God, this is the perfect content. I had my old man film me. He's not that tech-savvy, my old man. I said,
he did a better job than Dash.
Up until that point, though.
I don't think he's ever sprayed one in his life.
Up until that point, though, I didn't see him in the forward 50 much.
No,
he's playing a lot on ball.
He didn't. And then even I saw one point, there was a throw, a ball up.
Through.
Yeah, and then there's another one where he just backed out to the corridor, and I'm like, you're kidding. So he's playing that role, that defensive coverage role.
How many did he have for the game? He had a good game.
28, 29.
So he was $2.50 for 25 disposals, someone's written here. So I think that was Matty Power from Newcombe Football Netball.
He hadn't been in the midfield. It was because Rao and Anderson got sat on. Obviously, the job Dunk did on Rao.
We spoke about this off air. So Daisy and the clubs are now on 11. Tom and I are on 12. So that's the leaderboard. But to think of 25 rounds of football, we've got that many right, but none of them have been on the one weekend.
Well, we'll do it next week, but we need a little breakdown of the propeller. Yeah. But I reckon there's been 7. Is it 7 or 8?
3 out of 4.
3 fizz.
Yeah, but bad beat, like probably 5 bad beats. Where 1 point.
Well, the Wizard Watson was the first one, and he didn't have the shot, so that's a loss. That's an L.
Yep.
But Mitch Georgiades, that hurts.
Kerno getting subbed off and then playing the next 3 weeks against West Coast for me. Obviously, we did the kick for cash, so that was okay.
Not kicking a goal and then kicking snags for fun.
3 weeks in a row,
kicking your points as well.
And kicking a snap, I remember that.
And getting shield steal. Anyway, it's a game. That's the game, punting. That's called punting, not winning, Tommy.
We're going to break down the games on the weekend, but it was stiff. as I said, the Suns, I was there. They come out, and I tell you what, their fans showed it. They were loud. It was actually an amazing atmosphere. They started well, but then they really struggled to score after that. I thought this is really hard to watch.
Brisbane flex. So just back to, it would be fun if we could actually put what I was putting into the WhatsApp group actually onto.
I don't think we're
just
allowed
a suggestion.
I think we'd have to really hide. We'd have to hide probably every word, every letter. You'd have to guess every word.
If we translated it, it'd just be a beat.
But you talk about Brisbane flexing their muscles, none more than Joshy Dunkley. Like, you talk about an individual effort, a presence, that tackling. I think he broke the record.
18 tackles.
18 tackles and
the ball a lot.
5 or 6 holding the balls. You're knocking him.
No, I just
second to the ball, he said. Second to the ball.
You can't tackle yourself, Tommy.
Yeah, but you can tackle all day and not let them fucking score or get clearances and win by how much they win by 50.
Cam Rayner has the most broken tackles, didn't he? Have a real all right. You're gonna have a go at me for flopping.
Kicked a 90-metre goal.
Somebody try and tackle me. Good luck, you bastards. Who's? Not even Josh Dunkley could tackle him.
But it actually would be good to see Dunks and Rayner head to head.
But he's kicked a 90-metre goal too.
Yeah.
That was pretty electrifying. We've all done that, have we? Yeah, right.
Well, it was a fun weekend. It was a fun weekend. Picking Newcomb was a great bet, wasn't it? He's on fire. You know what? He's someone that I think has to get a tag this week. We'll get to the games later, but the fact no one's really gone to him, he's due for someone just to blanket him.
Yeah, and I think, talk about first to the ball, 5 clearances in that first quarter, just set the game up for Hawthorn. He's a star, and I know everyone knows this, but number 1 rated player in all 4 finals that he's played.
The only player in history
something
now.
in that. Yeah.
So he played 3 finals and 3 number 1 rated. The only person to do that since 2010 was Dusty Martin, which is already elite company. And I think 4 times number 1 from 4 finals, straight to the top of the tree. Well done, Jy.
Yeah.
That is elite. I'll tell you what's not elite. I'm 0 from 6.
Oh, you haven't tipped the winner.
This is mate. I am seeing him. What am I seeing? What am I seeing him like? I was like, oh my god.
I was going to say grains of salt. Like that's
mate. 0 from 6, and I'm now going to continue to tip with my head and heart, and just do the opposite.
Can you please tip Brisbane this week for me?
The thing is, I don't think they'll win. That's why they might. Then I'm 0 from 6.
That confused me.
But if you talk about the graphic.
I literally have the kiss of death. If you look at all the teams, I think I've tipped 4 favourites or 5 favourites out of the 6 games.
Yep.
Wow. And I've lost, and I haven't just lost. I've lost by a lot.
The Gold Coast Suns.
Yep. I thought Lockie Neal out, Suns flying.
Well, I told you the Lions would be better defensively without Neal.
And I'm having a little bit of. I'm on my points bet app having a little play as well. I'm getting reamed. Because
you're doing this show for nothing.
I cannot get near NFL flying. AFL cannot. I don't understand
what about my Bills?
Oh, your Bills, yeah. I'm still trying to get over week 1. So 0 from 6. Anyone out there?
Anyone else going worse?
Like is anyone else out there doing what I'm doing? I cannot pick me nose when it comes to the AFL finals, but we'll get into this week later. The Shack ads are live, boys. Daisy, you feature as an Easter egg on the lock screen. Did you like that?
I didn't see that. Will have to be across. I'm an Easter egg.
Yes.
Yeah, good.
Is that alluding to something? Or is it
no, it's on TV.
No, I was going to connection. Chocolate to eat so much. Where are we going with that?
I actually haven't seen that.
Hang on. Did you see the little fat shame? Just from old Captain. Easter egg chocolate eats too much, maybe. No, that's exactly what you brought up. If you want me to start rolling old pubed jokes, we'll continue.
He's really fired up in finals.
Down there, Choppers. I'll bloody have you too.
Owen 6.
Owen, call me Owen, boys. But the propeller leaderboard has me at the top, so that's all that matters, really. What's the Butler here got? He's got 3 teams. Yeah, so you guys have actually tipped 3 of the teams remaining. You got the wrong order, but that doesn't really matter. So well done, boys.
Thank you.
Well done. Good to see some credit. Well, I'm the host, so lucky to get our special talent. That's why you're here, boys. That's why you're here.
Nice.
All right, let's. I think that's everything. But yeah, big shout out to Newcomb Football Netball Club. Sorry, Matty Power and the team there. We were close.
I apologise, and them watching it too. Like the heart of the nation, just
Yeah.
Just watching, here it is, here's the moment. If you hadn't have had a set shot, I would have felt horrible. The fact that he got the shot, it was a really good look on goal. I don't know if that makes it better or worse. It stings.
It stung because he wasn't getting forward. I watched it live. He's hovering around the half-forward flank, playing midfield. I was like, get forward, King.
And just while we're on the propeller, what about that Mad Monday outfit?
Oh, have you seen this?
Yeah, that's our North Footscray.
North Footscray.
Yes. Yeah,
so they were
the three
boys.
ticks and the cross. Mitch Georgiades actually commented on. He's a good man. He's like, it still stings the boys. Hey, by the way, lads, come and pick up your boots.
No, that's it. They're done.
They're done.
We're auctioning them off.
Yep. We might auction them off and donate the proceeds to Newcomb. Come and get your boots. I think one of the
Tommy's tipping.
Tommy's tips in the finals. Do the opposite and you'll win everything. All right.
Oh,
what else have we got? You know, while we're on it, let's just throw to this because it's later in the show, but I want to do it now. So this week we're going to reveal the new team on the Propeller, and it is the Wyndham Vale Football Club.
Right.
And I just want to show everyone one of the coolest clips so far. It's a little baptism of Carlton Draft on their silly Sunday, Mad Monday after. I think they won the flag, obviously. Have a look at this clip right here.
And the Falcon of Spirit.
It's your kid, you do what you want. I thought you were going to say like they picked the bald coach up and dipped him in or something.
That is as good as it gets. So
I don't know how my missus would go with that.
Yeah.
Well, it's all over TikTok, and she's probably going to share
loving it.
Yeah.
Well done.
But congrats, guys. You're on the Propeller this week out of the graveyard. So
you're not in. You're just on it.
Yeah, you're on it. You're on it. We're going to
don't get too
that
excited
later on, but I thought I'd
you're
bring
not
that up
going to
now.
lose just yet.
I'm not going to be let down by one of us.
I'm not going to ruin it for you just yet.
So the Shack hot sauce, you wanted us to do some of that. Obviously, you losing. We've decided that we're going to do that next week as a group. Are you jumping on board with me and Walls? What do you want to do for your? Because we think maybe you do 3 shots now. The way you were coming at us last week.
Yeah, I'll happily do 3 to your 2. So that means you do 6. I do 3.
So we all just walk out just bleeding with our ass. We go to the Dunnies and we're just bleeding.
Drinking it with me, man.
But it comes out your ass and then you'll be bleeding all day.
Different way, different technique.
What a grand final week that'll be. Just on the Dunny for 3 days, just burning the guts.
No, look, I think as a leader here, I've made an executive decision that I won't do a punishment, but you guys will. And I think we all agree. We're all fine with that.
Get in the comments below on YouTube and let Daisy know what he needs to do.
I'm still the only one who have done a punishment.
We're doing it. We're doing it grand final week.
You said you were going to do it this week.
We're doing a lemonade stand, free coffees and something else, and we're doing a car wash, I believe.
Oh, that's right. You're going to come wash the Mighty Mist in the bar.
Well, it might not be your car. You might be washing it now after last week.
There you go.
But we can maybe wash all our cars and everyone else's out there. Anyway, we'll work it out.
Dress up as an Easter.
Maybe Matty Power
I'll be washing your ass.
You might be wiping the ass if we're doing the hot sauce. All right, let's keep moving. Last week's recap, we just spoke about it earlier, but let's start with Adelaide straight sets. I was at Freo when we were top 4 and went straight sets. I wasn't playing, but I just remember it was a bit of a weird one. Do you guys ever been around a club or remember another club that went straight sets, especially as the 1 seed? It's quite rare. I think last week 1985 or 94.
1983.
Yeah, well, there you go. So that was the stat I was running with when I placed my same game multi and Adelaide won to 39. So they got touched up. The Hawks off the short turnaround as well. A pretty impressive performance from Hawthorn. It was a high intensity game against the Giants. Then they go on the road again, hostile environment. Adelaide off a loss, obviously going to go hard at the start. And, they did. They blew them out the water.
Yeah, you talk about that start, and it was, 19 to love. So it was first 3 goals and then a point as well.
2.5 minutes.
In 2.5 minutes. So they weren't ready. And we touched on John Newcomb's influence at the start of at the top of the show. It just, he was ready. And they, the midfielders, and then you extrapolate that out and you talk about the tall forward line. Like, that's come into question in the last week or so.
Hasn't it ever?
Yeah. I reckon that's bullshit. Like, they didn't fire, and I'd probably allow you to have them a clip against Collingwood with the intercept marks, but also a lot of that is how you're kicking the ball.
Exactly right. It's inside 50s.
And then we showed some stuff last night. Like, the amount of missed kicks that were just here or needed to be just a bit lower. Like, you're a product of what's going on up the field. Adelaide's midfield was exposed and they got found out to be at least 1 midfielder short. Jordan Dawson was sore, but a lot of players are. And that back line, like, my goodness, I would have kicked a couple. Yeah. They just went to water. The whole team just tightened up. Their back line that had been so good was absolutely deplorable. The midfield wasn't much better. And the forwards have been the one that have been hung out to dry, in particular Tex Walker, which is absolute bullshit. But that's the way it goes. A real disappointing end for what was such a good season.
And Jack Dunstan, I know he kicked his 5 goals, but talk about a smart forward. he just played it so well, and Keane, who was opposed to him, just was found.
He wasn't
wanting.
keen to defend. That's what.
Yeah, he
Keane
wasn't. But he did no, but there was no. You talk about taking best position, front position,
He was
whatever
keen
you
to trail
want.
in, wasn't he?
He was, but there was a couple of just points or just a couple of quick steps, and there was no chance of him having any influence. And then Jack, dead-eye dick in front of goal, was kicking and making you hurt. So, look, there's learnings for that going into this week. Whoever's going to be opposed against Gunston, but. Yeah.
If you're Adelaide, though, you've got to win at least a final from there, surely. Like, I don't think that's being too harsh of an expectation. Once you get to that spot, and you might have over-indexed throughout the season to finish top seed, well, it is what it is. You're there, you're the best side, go and prove it and show everyone why. And they didn't do that. They weren't able to do that. They weren't able to learn the lessons from the first week. And now they're out there having their end-of-year celebrations, which is disappointing because they probably should be playing in a prelim.
So there was a stat, the first final, there were 16 players that hadn't played in the final on Adelaide's list. So, again, I don't think there was too many changes going into...
Rochelle was then the only one that hadn't.
Yeah, the only one that hadn't.
And shout out to Rochelle. He's come off a serious, rehab program just to get back, and he added everything that he he looked like he hadn't missed a beat.
But that's why the Rankin story, and it'll continue to be spoken about. Not only is he now missing round 1, it'll be round 2 as well.
Oh, yeah, he misses the next 2.
Yeah, but that's some of the difference.
No, misses...
Yeah, he would have got back for the grand final. So there's no prelim and no
one
grand
more game, right?
No.
You only got 3 weeks. Oh, 4 weeks. Yeah,
which would have been prelim and grand final. Is now round 1 and round 2.
That's big.
But he's lost. Like, they needed some X factor in the midfield just to get on top to try something against Newcombe, because it was head-to-head and they needed a point of difference, hit it away from him, hit him outside the bubble. They couldn't do it. So, and error in judgment, a poor decision in time goes to hurt a lot more than what you think at that time. So bitterly disappointing end. And, we touched on it last week. No doubt it's going to be the making of the kid, but for the Crows, they needed him probably more than ever.
Yeah, well, you add those 2 players back in, and maybe there's a few rumours I saw yesterday, Petrarca potentially to the Crows, Neil Bull and good mates. It's obviously just a bit of mayo, but is he who do they need to get into the...
Petrarca and Merrett were both thrown around.
Well, we'll get to the news. Well, we might as well throw it to it. We might as well throw to it now. We're going to recap the other games, but while we're there, so Melbourne head coach Stephen King, that's a great signing. I know a lot of people that were mates with him or coached by him at the Suns, and then
have you read some? You would have read some of his books.
No, he's
Same guy.
Yeah, not the same guy.
He's a jockey, wasn't he? A jockey, a Melbourne Cup jockey. This bloke, Stephen King, as well. No, you should know that
he's
one.
He's multi-talented. He's
a
jockey.
That was a bloody good gag for me. I'm on fire.
He was an assistant coach at the Dogs when I was there. So
is that a joke or is that actually real?
I think
that's real.
So now we're serious.
We're talking sense now.
Everyone listening is like, Flint Cup boys. Stephen King, though, is a great signing. I reckon he's a good. Brody Mahanchek is rumoured to go there as another one.
To the Ds?
It's Chrissy. No, to the Ds, yep.
Wow, that'd be a good get.
Yeah.
You talk about blokes who come hard and straight at the football and straighten your side up in a forward line that does bugger all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow, that'd be a big line.
Obviously, the right-hand man of Chris Scott, which is a big signing. Buckley was most likely, keen to take the Tassie job now. Which is a few dramas there, isn't there, with today's news? Well, can you quickly just touch on the governance side of all this stuff?
Yeah, so there's an independent body that did a full full-scale exploration on what the impact of the new stadium would have. And what? Every time I get serious, you guys just
Sorry, man, it's great. Keep going. Daisy, you fucking started it. Daisy started it.
Straighten up, mate.
You looked at me and started laughing.
So there's an independent body down there, the Planning Commission. And what have they done?
And they've gone out and done their risk assessments. And this is...
So pretty much pros and cons.
Pros and cons, the cost benefits, and then the benefits of having the stadium. And it's come back negative, which is not good. Now, it's an independent body. It's not the decision maker, but you talk about the governing body and the government down there, they have to take into consideration some of their thoughts.
So now to get through has to go to a vote.
A vote in Parliament.
Parliament. So the government has to overrule an independent body that is effectively meant to be there speaking on a basis level for the people.
Yes. So look, and it's, so there's going to be controversy somewhere because the people want it. The Premier has come out and openly said, "No, we want this. It's still viable." But there's some roadblocks.
Politics.
Well, I put it to a couple of people in the know. I said, give us the percentages from last week to now. I said 90-10 last week that it actually goes ahead. This is the licence, not just the stadium. It's now 60-40.
I'd take those odds.
So it's gonna,
so you're saying there's a chance.
You're talking about some stats. So it's going to cost them $1 billion. And what that means for the local tax, it's going to be
Is there
50.
a chance you'll fund it? Oh, just give me a call and go, boys, I know you've had a hiccup.
But what that means from the taxpayer within Tassie, that's $50 extra million out of their pockets every year for the next 10 years. So it's a lot. Now, there's going to be some incentives from hopefully the federal government to help pay for that as well. But yeah, but some of the layers in this, the findings from this independent commissions, but there's noise as a factor. There's community risk.
The size of the actual oval compared to where the land is a factor, which, you'd sort of sit there and go, yep, it either fits or it doesn't.
Yeah.
So, and this is where it's going to come to Parliament and a vote, and like you can't win there because the professional, independent body has said one thing. You're going to go against them, or you're going to get the people going to get turned against the people who are crying out for something. Because you talk about the development of Tasmania as a town and as a city, you want that to continue to grow. And if this is taken away from them, I reckon it puts them back a few years.
But it also, if it gets through, so now the timing's been kicked down the road. So when you're going to get your side through, they don't have a stadium, they don't have a home base. Nathan Buckley, who's pretty much said no to the Melbourne job, or I can't give you a 100% answer because I'm talking to Tassie. Where does this leave him? A week ago he had a second job lined up, and now he's, I assume, not sure of what's going to go on. And then obviously if you're trying to recruit players, you're sitting there as a player going, well, there was a roof stadium. Now we're not sure.
If there's a stadium.
Yeah, but also decisions for players who are signing contracts between now. Matt Rouse signed 2 years, no doubt, with the eye that Tassie's coming in at the end of that contract. There's a lot going on with draft, so this is just a big another clusterfuck, I think, is the complete example.
Actually, it's a great way of putting it. Everyone out there would understand that, I think. Yeah.
That's not what I said. Just what
No, you both nailed it on the head. Well, we'll wait and see. I'll keep it really simple. I think Tassie, it's a big loss if they don't get it done.
Nailed it on the head.
No going back for Zach Merrett. He's reported he might not attend the Bombers BNF, and if he's forced to stay, he will no longer be captain. There's also a bit of Mason Redmond drama in the news. Obviously,
did you see the thing
plenty
that
going
I got
on.
sent to me about him doing a for Essendon captains?
I couldn't believe that. You moved your head in the green screen content. So
that was good.
So there's
wasn't it?
Job, Hurdy,
Timmy Watson,
and then Zach Merrett. And it's called the Captain's Day.
Is this the lunch?
The
shopping centre.
By the way, $49 a ticket.
Yeah, that's it. Thursday, September 25, genuine club royalty, grand final week. I don't know where it is, but do you reckon he's going?
He can't be going.
When's the BNF? What day's
2nd of October.
So it's
he's got a bit of time.
So he's got a bit of time up his
Yeah.
sleeve. Mate. He can go on holiday.
This is the most awkward scenario I reckon I can remember.
Yeah.
With a captain.
Well, the Oscar Allen one at the start of the year, captain, same thing. He had to front the media and say, geez, I'm sorry, but,
Have Hawthorn done this to everyone?
Well,
because Hawthorn met up with him.
Why aren't more clubs doing it though? So if you don't think it's the right thing, I get that. You can have your morals, you can have your ethics, but at the end of the day, nice guys finish last. If the Hawks are getting all these players, if you can't beat them, join them. So, this is our recruiting strategy too. We're going to ring every player.
Yeah, and you're not in it to be liked. You're in it to win.
Correct.
And
respected, they say.
Do they? Who's they?
Yeah, that's what they
Not
said
the
when
Hawks.
you rock up. Yeah, the Hawks. We don't. It's not about being liked. It's about being respected.
Well, there you go. And I respect Sam Mitchell for putting his nuts on the line and going.
And every club probably doesn't like him.
No, but
that's what it is.
That's
though.
good.
That's what you.
But
Yeah.
I think if you had your time again, and this is again purely objective, looking from the outside in, you'd go right. I'm Zach Merrett. I go to the club and say, team, I'm going to put the captaincy aside because I'm actually going to go and speak to some clubs. I know this isn't probably what you want to hear, but hear me out. I've been here for however many years. I've given you 251 games of service. I've won the 5 BNFs. I'm about to go 6 for second of all time. Well, I don't think we're going to be winning when my time's up here in the next 5 years. Yeah, you might be building, but I want to go and have an opportunity to win. Don't hate me for it, but, that's how it is. Mature enough, shake hands, we'll see where we go.
There's probably
that hasn't been the case. They couldn't have done that any more in reverse, and now it's just, again, as big CF.
Who's his manager? Do you guys know?
Petroro, I'm going to say.
Okay, yeah. We'll
there's 2 probably points related to this that I want your comments on. So talk about free agency and wanting free player movement. So Zach's contracted but has the ability to explore trades and then tarnish the relationship enough that he has to be forced out. But that's a player's decision. So the other side of that is what power do the clubs have with a contracted player? Because they don't currently, when they're contracted, they can't, move them off or move them on to another club because that's what the contract states. Do you feel like that's fair and reasonable?
So you either pass them on and honour their contract.
Yes, so the contract stands.
So a bit more like EPL.
A little bit more like
NFL,
overseas.
NBA.
Yeah, because
It's cutthroat. That becomes very cutthroat, and then it gives players no security. That's the only problem.
no security over destination.
Yeah, and also like
But
But you're saying like, so if it's 4 years and it's $1 million a year, there's your $4 million. If I trade you from Fremantle to St Kilda are going to pick up your extra 3 years
yes,
and
and
the
you've
same.
got to relocate your young family where you just had a kid.
But
That
they
is
have
a
a family.
No, yeah, I'm just saying the person that's on the mill might. This is why I don't like it.
No, I know.
Because
I'm
they're not
saying you
getting
have to
paid.
like it.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not saying you have to like it, but I'm saying in the context of
Does that make it
Zach
more
Merrett,
fair?
does it make it more fair?
I think the clubs have enough power.
In what respect for that? Like, what do you mean
Well,
by that?
at the end of the day, they can delist you or they can sign you. And if you don't want to sign, like they make the call on the contracts.
This is contract, so this is halfway through a contract. We've got Christian Petrarca, who's got 4 years left on his contract.
Yeah, so normally I would imagine in any scenario
But
there,
still,
it's
the
like you
club
just meet
can't
up.
Let Zach go. Like,
No.
But normally you're just meeting up, you're working it out together. It's always got to be a win-win. Why would you want someone on your list that doesn't want to be there, right?
Yep.
But there's elements of, well, mate, we're just going to play hardball here, and you're going to have to come back and not saying it will make it tough, but you're going to have to do it the tough way if you're going to go out there and be a clown and not work with us. You know what I mean? There's elements of like, yeah, it's all good for me. This is what I think. Going out to Hawthorn, no worries. But how about you give us a heads up? If you're going to do that without telling us, you put our club under a lot of pressure.
Yep.
So then you become under pressure next year when we don't let you go. And then he's got to deal with that. And it's an absolute like loss scenario.
I agree.
But there's other ways of going about
If
it.
you remember Bryce Gibbs when he first wanted to get back to Adelaide, his home state, and that was a nearly done deal, and it came late, and he said, "Yep, I'm done. I'm out. Guaranteed that it was done." I was on my way with him, flying to
Where were you flying?
Vegas for Mark Murphy's Bucks
right.
party.
Oh, right.
We boarded the plane from Melbourne via NZ onto San Fran or wherever you get to.
Some sort of route.
On that leg from Melbourne to NZ, no Wi-Fi, with 45 minutes left in the trade period. And he's sitting there, he's
that's the
frantically
disaster.
getting it.
Wow.
What's happening? Yeah, last message, it should be done. He's like, should, and the should with the question mark didn't send. By the time we landed in New Zealand, it hadn't gone through the trade. So his phone lights up, not traded. So I'm sitting there with him going, we're on our way to Vegas. This is meant to be a good time. The bloke's distraught. He's doing the whole thing like, I've got to go back into the club.
Oh.
Fuck is going on here? How did this blow up? He's calling, abusing one bloke. Yeah, shit, it's okay. Anyway, so I did the only responsible thing. Took him into the lounge, fed him full of double scotches until he got back on the plane. We get to Vegas. He gets off. He goes, you don't remember where I put all my carry-on luggage, do you? In the lounge in New Zealand.
Oh, that's classic.
So I did a good job of distracting him. Arguably too good of a job.
too good of a
But
job.
the
Sort of
difference
salt
in
on
that
the
is,
wounds. Yes.
if you fast
Salty,
forward to
right.
when he goes back into the club. So Zach Merrett walks back in as the skipper. He goes to a young kid, mate, we need you to lift your standards, you own shit house. And the young kid turns around and goes, well, I'll do whatever I want because you're not going to be here when what are you doing?
Yeah.
Whereas Bryce Gibbs could walk back in, not as a captain, and just worry about his own backyard, go and train as hard as he could. Didn't have to give advice, didn't have to be consulted on anything. That's the difference in that. Go and play good footy, everything's mended. Doesn't work the same when you're the skipper.
And that's the element that you're touching on there. As a captain, I think it's quite ludicrous to break down that relationship and then want to come back in. As captain, no way. But there is definitely examples of people in the last few years that have wanted to trade, it's failed, but then come out the next year. I reckon Tom Papley's one. Come out next year and had career best years. So the commitment of a footballer to get the best out of themselves and commit can happen over a pre-season. But from your leader, your skipper, I think there's just too many more layers to it.
Last one on this. I would pay good money to be the fly on the wall if he walked back in and Chris Scott sat him down. If Brad Scott sat him down and just went 1 through 15 of the bullets he's got ready just to launch at him verbally. It would be amazing.
It's funny. I don't think you can do that though. Like you'd have to. I don't think you can.
Have you seen the?
But I just don't think you can do that.
The story
to
Drew
keep him.
Petrie tells after he gave the chompity chomp chompers, and Brad Scott just tore him a new one to levels he's never seen. That was about a joke to a journo, let alone the captain walking.
I don't reckon he does that anymore. But from what I see,
Oh, Jesus.
hold on.
As a
Watch
betting
this
man,
space.
Tommy, I would love to
Oh,
watch
well,
it because
let's
I
find
reckon
out.
he would come and just tear shreds off him.
if the relationship's over and he's going to Hawthorn, well, yeah, that might happen. But if he's trying to keep him, I just don't think that's the tactic you can do. Well,
Give us your. What does Brownlow BNF night look like?
well, that was the one.
You don't go. He can't go.
But what if he wins it?
He will win it.
So what happens? Congratulations to our
Mate, he'll
captain.
get booed.
He's not here, but someone who's going to get his medal?
He'll get booed.
Redmond or Nick Martin?
Do you reckon Brad Scott?
If he's there,
does
do you reckon
Brad Scott get the medal and then address the crowd about how that's like what?
Do you reckon he goes? Jesus,
I-
he'd be a
if
bigger
I-
man than me to go.
Well, I think if you talk about I guess the power he's got right now, he's kind of leveraging that he's going to probably win it, and he's his captain, and he's not going to go. And I reckon that's forcing the hand a little bit more to go, right, let's get this done quicker or make a decision before it. And that might be something that's working quite well. I think he will go.
No.
You think he will?
I think you kind of have
he's
to.
going.
Mate,
He's going.
What
mate.
sort of reception are you going to get?
Well, I think you
didn't
could
go
get
to
on the mic and say, I'm staying, I'm not going, I haven't spoken to anyone. Or you could say, thanks, I'm leaving. And at least you can say, well, at least I
These are the
front it up.
reasons.
For,
No, but these are the
for
reasons,
instance,
mate.
I hadn't signed with the Blues at the end of the last year I played at Collingwood, and I got told not to go to the best and fairest for my own safety.
Yeah, but that just sums up the club.
Yeah, big, powerful club. You're saying Essendon aren't as powerful or as intense?
He's going. I'm with you.
I think he's
So
got to go.
I respect that. I respect why you didn't go.
I look forward to it regardless because it is dead set popcorn.
What date is it again?
I think it's the 2nd of October.
Oh, so it's a
Pride
week- it's a
medal.
week
Any
after
tickets
the-
left?
A chance to win his sixth.
Did they book that because they thought they'd be playing deep in September?
or
There's potential that they did, yeah.
well, I know St Kilda's BNF.
By the way, I'm a Bombers man growing up, die hard. What do they need to do? I love seeing Matty Lloyd in the media, but is it time for like Lloydie to get back in the because the blokes like them, they're honest, they're ruthless, they got high standards. What do we need at Essendon Football Club?
I must be missing something because I think that Chris Scott, if I say it again, slap me. I think that Brad Scott is the right man. Like he's hard,
Yeah, he
he's
is.
tough, he's got it. And he said, we're working on the standards. It seems at the minute, because of injury, they need to go and get a new head of fitness, which they've done because you can't have 43 blokes being played. You're not going to win any games.
Yeah.
So they need to sort that out, but they need to get on the same page again. They need to believe that we're a big, powerful, successful club and work back towards that. Because at the minute they're run of the mill with another powerful club, which is Carlton, but also sitting alongside clubs that have had some sort of irrelevance with your St Kildas and the like.
It's kind of
Like
scary.
your old school Bombers fans, and same with Carlton, they sit there and go, we're a proud club, we're built on history, and the history is success and winning and being super competitive. It's only so long that lasts before you go, well, if you don't look too far back, your history is non-competitive, all except for wooden spoons, and this is now your new reality.
Draper just said he wants to go to Brisbane.
Yeah, I get
Is that a-
fired up.
is that a
I get
job
fired
application?
up about this shit. I
It makes a
do
good
though
point,
because
it makes a good point. We
What
probably
do
should
you
keep moving
stand
on. We'll be here all day, but I think you're spot on. And the injuries, their round one side next year will be very strong because when you see who they had out, and they still kind of competed a little bit in the games at the end of the year, but that was literally their twos. I can't wait to see what plays out there with Merrett. And I mean, one more, but Jy Simpkin, he wants out as well, is the male. Well, I don't think we dive into it this week. Jy Simpkin out was the little graphic I saw yesterday. But he's another skipper.
Because the last part of his name's in.
Well, didn't get that one. There you go.
Ah.
But that's an interesting one. That's pretty, that's a similar case to Merrett a little bit, skipper.
Yeah.
Wanting out.
But
It's just, they're building though. They're building. So I think he wants midfield time is the male.
easier replacement, I feel.
Yep.
And again, you're going for more opportunity, probably slightly
But
different.
that
than
group,
Merrett.
I reckon that group's been together for the last couple of years building something. And I reckon that
If I'm
he's an
Carlton,
important player. And,
picking up the phone and saying,
100%.
how much?
But it, like, what wants or exploring options? Is it?
Don't know. Let's move on. Let's talk about it next
caught in
year.
the weeds all day, mate.
Next year.
Fugazi, very dust.
We need to go back to reviewing last week. We spoke about Adelaide. We probably didn't talk about Hawthorn, how good they were, but we'll preview them shortly. Let's talk about the Q Clash, Brisbane and the Suns. Suns come out the blocks early. Brisbane just showed everyone why they're the champs from last year. Just a quick thoughts on that game as we move forward.
A better game than people are probably giving it credit to. Till half time, it was a competitive game of footy. The Suns started. It looked like Ben King was going to kick 55 goals and be the difference. They moved Darcy Gardner off him, and Harris Andrews came over and just turned into be the great fire blanket, just put out all the flames that he'd caught early on in that one. Brisbane, we had faith in them, or I certainly did, that they could turn it around because of the system. They put in a shit one against Geelong, but arguably that was Geelong being too good. So I expected a response. I didn't think it'd be that emphatic, and it just goes to show they've still got so many stars across so many lines. The Ashcroft boys,
Huge he was.
Your boy McCluggage again. Let's not tag him like that.
Good idea.
I sit there watching that when he has 33 possessions, the best player on the ground after having zero impact the week before. And I sit there, and if I'm the Gold Coast Suns working through this preseason, I'm going, all right, we need a game plan, but it has to have some flexibility to lock away
A player.
a player.
Yeah.
No, it's not going to be every week, but if you can take away one of the opposition's best players, you do it.
I just like to thank Dimmer for sticking to his game plan and not tagging, because that's exactly what I thought they did, and I thought that's what we needed with the propeller.
Dimmer did say one comment that sort of remains in my brain. He goes, we're a good side, we're not a great side yet. As in, we can play some good footy. We're just not up to Brisbane's level. They're still the bigger brother. They've still got some room to grow. And that's an honest appraisal. They'll be happy with winning a final. It's a
Great year.
Great year for them. But I think now they've got their eyes set on, and I can't wait. They're going to have a big preseason. Real, Anderson, more improvement. They've got their eyes on a few targets. I think Petrarca was
if they can
whoever
get
they.
Keno, I reckon that no one's but they need to get that big. I think King goes. I think he goes very well, but when he gets the big key back, it becomes a bit more challenging. Now, if you can get another big boy in there. Get Charlie in there, and then if King gets the secondary, oh my God, he'll be the calm one every year. Like it's just be unstoppable. He's still building. He's still building.
Was it $18 when we did the preview show for the Suns to win a final at the start of the year?
We'd have to go back because I reckon you said something about that in the season preview.
You look at your account, you're like, "Was there cash in there?"
Oh, did you hit it?
Yeah, I can't remember the figure, but I'm just trying to do the maths on the total.
What'd you have on it?
I don't know.
Well, we can work backwards and work out.
Invest in Tassie, or what do we?
Well, how many stadiums would they like?
Will there be a roof? What odds do we
You
get
can
for that?
have
Well,
3 roofs.
all right, quick question. So a big shout out to Dave Swallow as well.
Yep.
Spitter. What an amazing way to go out. Really win a final off your own boot, and then obviously he's been there since the start. The last one standing and finishing up there. Obviously would have liked to go all the way, but it was just great to see him play in a final and win a final and have that moment he did was special. Quick question before we move on from last week. Crows, they finished 15th last year. They finished first this year. They didn't win a final. Was their season successful in your eyes? Whoa, first.
No, they'd be disappointed.
It's a no.
No, that's disappointed. From first?
From 15th to first.
Yeah.
If it finished at the end of the home and away season, but the season doesn't.
Yeah.
So no.
Okay.
So growth in wins, but it's not about the wins. It's about finals experience and winning finals.
Yep, I still think it's a success. I think
it is a blown up of it. The more you realise the chance you get when you get 2 finals in your home deck and how hard that is and how hard it is to climb the mountain again, that's when you realise how big of a miss this is
big miss
to get in. You just got to win one and get into a prelim, and then you never know. You can find your best.
But if they lost in a prelim, right, and they go home, they don't win a flag, they're still in the same position in my eyes.
They are, I grant you that, but they've
where they've come from 15th to first.
You can't win a flag if you don't get into the prelim.
Yeah, but it's a big step forward.
Oh, it's a step forward, yeah.
1 step forward, then 2 back, which is the 2 finals, and each of
Let us know in the comments. I want to know where it's great that we're disagreeing. 15th to first, no wins in the finals. You got 2 games. Your best player was out, and Rochelle only played as the sub. Was it a successful season? Let us know in the comments below. Daisy will think it wasn't. All right, let's keep moving on. State of Origin's back, boys. It's officially been announced 14th of February on Valentine's Day. There you go.
There you go.
A little treat.
Out there, take your missus along and watch the shittest game of footy you ever likely to see.
How romantic would that be?
You know what? There'll be more holding hands in the crowd. There'll be more contact in the crowd than there will be in that game.
That's a good one, actually.
That is a bloody good one.
And one more. The AFL is considering bonuses for free agents who join bottom 4 to 6 teams. So there you go.
Jesus.
If you go to...
God, it's convoluted now, isn't it?
So if you don't want success and you're happy with mediocrity or worse, we'll give you a little top up.
Yeah. Exactly what you did, wasn't it? Didn't you go to Carlton on the ground? Hey,
no, they played finals that year.
Oh, my bad.
I was calling myself the difference. I went to Collingwood, we didn't miss finals. I got to Carlton, we never made them. I had to change my nickname.
Oh, so no, well, you should have went to another club.
You until it wasn't correct. You make me bring up Cyril.
I don't know. What do you think of that?
It's a bit weird if you think of it. I'd love to know where the money is coming from and what, like, you know what I mean?
Surely that just means that if you're a player and you go to those clubs, you're purely going for cash.
If you've won 2 or 3 flags, for example, like you're a Richmond great and you're still playing, you go into those bottom clubs and just eating up the cash.
Like, there.
Anyway,
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know either.
Let's talk prelims.
Yeah, baby.
All right, everyone, it's time to talk prelims. This is probably my favourite round of footy in these games.
Yep.
The crowds
Is that because you never got to a grand final?
I played in a prelim.
Yeah. But is that why this is your favourite weekend?
It's definitely my favourite week. Yeah, because I played one prelim in my life and it was the worst memory of my life. Yeah, no, time to love it. So Geelong playing Hawthorn.
Yeah, you're regretting those Carlton comments now, aren't you, dickhead?
Yeah, well, how many first-time emergencies have you been at a grand final?
None. I played in all three.
Yeah, exactly. So you wouldn't know what it's like to be in my shoes. So just be nice.
Be nice to
Kim, be better.
Be better, mate.
It's hard to
Were
be
you in
better.
an emergency in a grand final?
Twice. Been on the back of a Toyota once. Waving to the crowd.
Anyway,
Have you been there, Wal? Have you been on the back of a Hilux?
I have. Yes.
Grand final week?
Yes.
I sound like
Do
an
you win a
idiot.
grand final?
I had my leg in half.
How'd you get in the back of the Hilux?
On grand final. Yeah, on grand final. I've been in the I did an under 18s TAC Cup. Did you want the technicalities?
By the way, Wal had, what would you have, 48?
In the TAC Cup grand final.
It's the most I've ever seen.
Maybe.
Were you best on?
Maybe.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, were you?
What about you?
I was best on at his Mad Monday.
Anyway, we've got caught in the weeds talking about
go.
ourselves again. Prelim final, the best weekend outside of grand final weekend.
According to Daisy, because he's the fucking best player that's ever played in the competition. Anyway,
Ross
Daisy,
Lyon
take it
did
away.
say that at some point, but who am I to judge? Cannot wait. Friday night, 95,000 both games. This is going to be unbelievable. The Cats taking on the Hawks
Traditional
head to head.
rivals.
Yeah, they hate each other, which we love.
It's always within a kick, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll give you the markets first, and then we can sort of work our way through it. Head to head, $1.53. The Cats go in, your short price favourite. The Hawks, you can have $2.55 about them. Interesting. The line goes up. You get a 9.5 start for the Hawks. So a 10-point line there with the discrepancy in the betting. It doesn't seem like a whole lot. The under-over goes up at 165.5. Cannot wait for this game of footy because the Cats were the most impressive side of that first week of finals by an absolute mile. And outside of them, it's probably been the Hawks who have then been the next best side going through with what we've seen and how they've dismantled sides and what they've put out there. So they hate each other. It all shapes up to be an absolute belter of a first prelim final.
Yeah, and the last 4 games, though, Geelong have won by an average of 44 points.
Against
An
the
average
Hawks.
of what?
44 points.
Wow.
Jeez.
That's a lot.
There was a big win in there. And the last one, it came down to 7 points, so it was a lot closer. That was back in August, I think, when they played. But, yeah,
So
the
that
last 4
the other
wins.
one must have been like 90 odd.
Yeah, no, there was a big win in there back in 2023.
I'll get it up while you're talking.
You can get it up while I'm talking. But so in terms of this rivalry that we talk, and it was definitely in the Joel Selwood sort of Luke Hodge era when they were going at each
Well,
other.
the Kennett curse.
Yeah, the Kennett curse. But yeah, you talk about that last game, and Manor kicked his 3. And we had Smith and Atkins doing their thing, but it was when Connor Nash threw that right hook at Myers.
Clobbered Grant.
So whether there's another element there's a bit of spice about it. But it's like, prelims are all about fundamentals. Now, we know that they're going to have great heat on the ball, Hawthorn and Geelong, but I reckon it's going to be about skill execution.
Right.
You talk about, midfield presence, who can get the field positioning, who's going to be the cleanest with the handball, and then their entries inside 50 because they've both got potent forward lines. There's a couple of matchups that I'm looking forward to talking about. But what are your capabilities with your ball in hand? And you talk about those 2 metres gain plays in Bailey Smith and Max Holmes. What kind of role are they going to play? If you get it into their hands, you get field position, you get more inside 50s. It's going to go a long way for Geelong winning. And conversely, are they going to go after John Newcombe? Like we've spoken about him a lot today. Are they going to let him run? I don't think so.
Had 28 last time they played Wal, just while you're talking.
Yeah, had 28. So he played his role, and Amon had a good game last time as well. So if he has that influence, especially early, to get Hawthorn the upper hand, it's going to lean towards their favour. So expect him to get tagged. And it's just going to be a ripping game.
I think, so the Cats have got O'Sheen Mullen.
He didn't play last time they played.
No, he didn't.
Mark O'Connor, and they've got Atkins in there, who is hard as old boots, tough as old boots. I reckon he goes to your boy Newcombe.
Yep.
Atkins does?
Yeah.
You wouldn't put Mullen on him?
Mullen's not big enough. He's good enough to travel the ground, cover the ground, but he's not strong enough within that sort of radius that we saw. I reckon Mullen goes and just puts the wizard to sleep, takes his wand and his cloak and his pointy hat and says, no.
Yep.
And then O'Connor spends a bit of time on the wing on Weddle.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I like
Jeez,
it. As a coach, I'd like to take those 3 out of the game.
There's 3 across all lines. What else you got?
See, Weddle was so impressive last week. And you talk about X Factor. I love that.
Yeah.
So if he does that, then because he's playing out of the square at the end of the game, what would Mitchell do? with Weddle if he's on the wing getting blanketed.
Yeah, well, this is when you can start to spit things around.
Put him half back.
Yeah. Or just, try and go to the other wing. You work to Dempsey and then whoever's on Dempsey's wing.
Yep.
Yeah, so you end up working your 2-for-1s. The same with the Wizard, how you go and block for Guinea and all these things. So this, I think of the two finals, this one shapes up to be more of a tactical battle in the coaches' boxes. We'll touch on the Collingwood-Brisbane one, but they're sort of more, this is what we've got, this is what you've got. We'll change a few things. I reckon these two coaches have got more strings to pull across the ground and to have a say in what the outcome is, which, this is the sort of shit that as a footy nuffy I love.
Where does Nash go?
Good question.
Because he's not as quick as the two mids that you need to stop.
No.
But he is a big body and can get, can stop them from getting to the ball at all the stoppages, which there's a lot of generally in a final, and it's generally a low scoring type of game.
Yep.
Do you put him out on your wing on Dempsey?
Don't think that's the matchup.
To waste?
Yeah, he's just not I don't think he's more of that. He's more of an inside.
See, I'd put numbers around the contest because you don't want the ball to spill to Max Holmes and to Bailey Smith. So I reckon have another number up, whether it's whether it is a Guinea or a Nicky Watson.
If Watson's getting tagged, that's what you can do. You can bring him up and you can really congest it.
Because at Hawthorn, I reckon will win that battle.
You do that though, you've already won a little bit. Like I want Nick Watson down in the forward line, playing next to the key forward.
You can't leave him there though and have two touches.
No, you can't. You need to get him at centre square bounce a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But then he spits forward.
Yeah. So, again, these are going to be some of the fascinating watches, and whoever obviously gets on top around these key matchups, we haven't spoken about blokes at each end. Jezza, who's Coleman medalist, and you've got a bloke up there who's 33 years of age who's just kicked 60-odd goals for the season, having a career best year.
70 now. Is
he up to
He's notched over 70.
Jack Gunston. So, again, you look at that Geelong backline, who goes where? SDK, does he go to Chol? Do you end up with Henry on Gunston, O'Sullivan on Lewis, and then Thomas Stewart ends up as your spare?
Where does Hardwick go? I feel like he's the most underrated player. He can play forward and really rattle the cages a little bit.
Hardwick go to danger when he's forward.
I reckon they'd isolate that if that happened. You'd isolate danger.
But he's probably
What about Stewart though? You've got to take Stewart out of the game. I'm thinking if I'm coaching Hawthorn, I don't want Stewart rolling across.
The way I sort of move that forward line, he ends up being spare. So it's a good shout.
The Hardwick's the interesting one that I think you can play a few games with, him and Weddle. They can play anywhere. But like Hardwick, when he goes forward, he genuinely doesn't miss.
Yeah, he's a great contested
He's a great forward. Like, honestly, he's a bit stiff to always be in the back line. But when he goes forward, it's a real weapon. I can't wait to see, you're right, the strategy behind the coaching and the moves, but early. Like, what are they going to do? Someone has to do something differently. And also the forward line. Like, do you see that forward line? I'm thinking about the tools they're going to go with. Do you reckon they're going to go with the same side as they did?
Hawthorn?
Yeah. Can you see?
I think they will, yeah.
Yep.
You said weather. The weather's
that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not saying, but Lewis was subbed out.
Yeah, well, the weather's meant to be cold and windy.
And normally when it's wet, you don't want too many tools.
No, you don't, which is a very good point. So maybe a little watch on that one, which is when we get propeller time, I'm sort of hoping it's low scoring. But, I honestly cannot wait because there is so many things to keep your eye on, keep a lookout for. If you're sitting there at home watching along, another one, I've rolled this stat out a few times, when you go to points conceded from turnover, the Hawks are 0-7 when they concede more than 50 points and 17-1 when they limit the opposition to 50 or less. Geelong kicked 62 points from turnover in their first final against the Lions.
There you go. Well,
who are we tipping, boys?
Before we get to the tips, I just want to read out. I want to read out a couple of little stats here from our best mates at StatMate. When you thought StatMate couldn't get any better, say hello to Hot Stats. Sorry? All the hottest stats and value in one place, saving you even more time and effort. So StatMate, your best mate when it comes to building a multi. Download it now on the App Store. They've got 3 for us. Ollie Dempsey, Daisy's man. He's been on the program. He's scored in all of his last 10 games at the G. So he has kicked a goal at all of those games. That's $1.67 on points bets.
$2.10 the other week.
Yes, really fleeced him there. Joshy Ward, he has been on fire. He has had 20 plus disposals in all of his last 5 at the G. He's $1.67. on PointsBet. And James Worpel, he's had 6+ tackles in all 4 matches versus Geelong. That's his last 4. He's 245 on PointsBet.
I honestly might change my propeller bit to that.
Well, you've got about 15 minutes, so you do what you're going to do there.
What?
But
I'm backing StatMate in.
Tell you what, it doesn't get any hotter than that. The hottest stats in the land. Download it now on the App Store. That is StatMate.
A lot. If it's going to be a congested.
If it's wet and he's playing on ball and there's a lot of stoppages, 6 tackles
Talk to me. Unders or 6?
I'd prefer to cheer on something than cheer against something. So
against scoring, you can cheer on for non-scoring.
Yeah, I know, but it's a very ugly watch.
He averages 5.
So he needs to play above average. And that means when the weather's...
Can I get 5? Can we speak to our traders?
Call Jane Bunn and see what the weather's doing. We need to make sure it's wet.
You got a number. I don't.
Hey, just back to what you said before while Daisy thinks, because it's an important decision. We've got 2 weeks left to hopefully tick the propeller. The last time they played, it was 7 points, like you said. And then round 17, 2024, Geelong 110, Hawthorn 59. And it's notable to read out who dominated, but Jezza kicked 4, Close 4, Shannon Neal 2. And there wasn't a lot of disposal getters. Moore had 26 and Stewart 26 with Worpel. So no one really chopped up. The game before that, round 3, 2024, 70 to Hawthorn, Geelong 106. And then 2023, round 4, Geelong smacked them 127-45. I think Hawthorn were quite young then and they were just starting to build. So scrap that. But if I like the trend is your friend as and it was 7 points the last time they played. So I can see it being similar to that. One more thing. We didn't talk about the Cats. You guys, we talked a lot about the Hawks.
Well, I told you they were impressive.
Oh, exactly right. They're flag favourites. So they're well rested. And a well-rested Dangerfield is very dangerous. Mm-hmm. By the way, if you think Jeremy Cameron and Jack Gunston, are going to continue their hot streak, we've got a little market there for the big dogs for both of them to combine for 8 goals at 650. So check that out if you want. But Jezza is an interesting one. Shagger Neal. I just mentioned Brad Close. He kicked 4, 3 games ago against them. Stangle. They are dangerous. All these people that can put them to sleep. Mm-hmm. Who's the one player that you're most excited to watch from the Cats? I'll start. I think it's Holmes.
Oh, yep.
I think Holmes. Oh, well, you took a while. I couldn't, our listeners on Apple and Spotify thought there was something going on, a glitch. Oh, you go. But I thought Holmes it's a big game for Holmes.
Yep.
And I think Baz is going to be a big watch on him. But Holmes, if he can explode and use his power, he can be the difference, I think.
Because I think, he's been lauded this year and pats on the back and held up in lights, but it's the Batman Robin situation where he's Robin to
Scottie
Bailey
Pippen.
Smith. It's Scottie Pippen, who was a star. But he is a star, and I think that this is made for him. This is where he puts himself up and say, nah.
Did MJ's son end up dating Scottie Pippen's wife?
I think that might have happened, yeah.
I think it still does
and
happen.
MJ's not a fan of Scottie Pippen and Scottie Pippen's not a fan of MJ.
While we're on that, I did see a clip the other day that throughout their whole careers together, they never went on one coffee date or dinner date with it was just them two.
Yeah, they don't. I don't think they get along.
When they were playing.
Yeah.
It's
coffee. Do you want to come have a latte? No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't do
coffee here. No,
here, no.
So what you're saying is Merrett can come back to Essendon and not talk to anyone, and they can have success.
Yes, well there you go.
Oh, yeah.
If you get
the Jordan model,
cross that white line.
Anyway, so
but Maxie Holmes. Maxie Holmes. Watch him settle a lot. Meters going high. Some real long plays where he starts it up at half-back line, gets a handball received, keeps going, and kicks a goal from 50. Watch this space.
Love it.
I'm thinking Sean Manor.
Kicked 3 last time.
Yeah, I know.
He's underrated, isn't he?
Not as sexy, but on a night where you have to do the fundamentals well, if it's wet and it's slippery, I reckon he can kick a couple, especially early on.
I'm looking forward to seeing Jack Ginnivan just fire up.
I thought we were going for Geelong.
He's got a big week. Yeah, we're going. Well, so what's our tips?
Yeah, Geelong.
No, I thought you wanted a player from Geelong.
Please.
No.
Go the opposite.
No, I think Geelong win.
Oh,
but that's what I've done the whole time. So
Hawthorn, you're into a grand final.
I truly think Geelong win. So that means Hawthorn will win, going off my track record.
Nah, very,
Can you
very
imagine
good.
though? I went 0 from 9.
I can.
Oh, of course. I can see a world where that happens.
Yep. It's this world because you're 0 from 6.
Would you say I'm stiff if that was the case?
Yeah.
With the teams I'm tipping?
Dead to be stiff.
You don't have to be dead to be stiff. And if it makes dollars, it makes sense. If it makes sense, well, often it makes dollars.
I was wondering what it finished with.
I'm not sure. The Gold Coast ones, that's just a bad read.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
Yeah.
Adelaide was bad beat, 2 in a row. Anyway, people don't care.
Successful season, apparently.
Well, I reckon if you finish 15th and anything and then you finish first, surely there's a little bit of success when you just zoom out a little bit. Take the binoculars out of your eyes and zoom out. Imagine your company just, Droneland
And
coming.
all the drones were hovering here, you'd sell fuck all. They go up, they zoom out, you sell a lot.
Imagine sales increase from 15th in the country to first. But you went to the convention.
For the next 2 weeks, they all crashed.
You went to the and then they all just went. All right, Collingwood, Brisbane, the grand final rematch.
Yes.
Geez, we're lucky. This will be at the G as well, Saturday night. Sorry about that one if you're listening.
We genuinely lost the plot today. It's good.
Let's start with Lions talk.
Drink beers at 10 a.m.
Could Dunkley be the secret weapon to stopping Nick Dacos?
No.
Nope. He broke the record last week for the most tackles in VFL AFL history. 18. What a superstar. Kai Lohmann, thoughts on the haircut? Called himself Beckham. I think Lockie Neal said, no one called you that, bro, on social media.
Isn't that the worst?
Referring to yourself as David Beckham, he's a good looking man, but just on the haircut feedback, did you like it that he shaved it or did you?
He can pull it off.
Yeah, but
he's like,
you can pull a lot of things off.
Don't have to be dead to be stiff.
You don't have to be
a disgusting, vile young man.
All I heard was stiff and pull off in the same sentence. Anyway, we'll get back to Lohmann. Did you like his haircut?
Nah, look, your brown, your bronze been up on the. You can pull it off. I'll just say I
think he can pull a lot of things off, but I think he should have left the blonde locks on because I thought it was a standout when he was on the field. I love seeing those locks.
Underrated what he's done in finals too, by the way. Averages 2 goals. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
X factor.
Yeah.
If you think the Lions will go all the way, Will Ashcroft, boys, for the Gary Ayres medal, serious value, $8 on points.
Still
hasn't played a bad game. Given Geelong will stop the Hawks and Jy Newcombe, if that's what our tip will go, he would be a juicy one if they get over Collingwood.
5 times in grand final too, so if they make it through.
Yep. And then Pies talk, obviously very dangerous. The rest, a week off. What does a week off look like, Daisy?
Oh, so you don't have to play.
When you played, what did you do, you
don't
idiot?
have to play on that weekend. And then you play the week after.
What do you play with then with a week off?
You
get a haircut, do you?
I'll ring Kyle Lohmann. No, it's you've got to find a way to make it into a positive. Obviously, a lot of talk is that
he's lost the plot here, Daisy. He's still thinking about Kyle Lohmann pulling his hair off and going with the shaved David Beckham.
Yeah, look, the Pies are fresh.
Oh my God! I'll tell you what they did. They rested, and
that's right. Exactly what I'm saying.
And Bobby Hill might be back for selection.
No,
He won't be.
Eddie Betts has got him back on track. Is the mail according to the run sheet? Will Bobby be selected?
I couldn't see him playing in a prelim. The next week,
grand final's a big decision.
But
if they
that
win,
will be the noise. Another week, and depends how people play if there's injuries, but I couldn't see him playing this weekend. Happy to be proven wrong. I would love to see him out there if he's at his best, but I just don't see how that works, missing trainings and whatnot.
Yep.
Well, some ad popped up on the phone.
Boyd's been ad with you and Shaq.
Oh, it's Shaq and Daisy, the Easter egg on the lock screen tracker.
We'll talk
about the recent history between these two clubs now. Yeah. Brisbane emphatic win last time they played against
I love
Collingwood.
That you're trying to straighten this issue.
I am trying.
Needs a serious.
Who wins and why?
No, but 4 out of the last 5.
Who won?
Collingwood has won.
Duh,
because they're that good. But last time Logan kicked his 6, so that was his breakout game. We highlighted that about Darcy Moore just not defending Logan during that game.
Hasn't that turned around?
That's changed because he had his career best game a fortnight ago. But McCluggage, Dunkley, Ashcroft, they were all huge last time they played, and they're going to be huge again without obviously Lockie Neal, one of the best players in the competition. But there's a couple of key matchups that I want to get your views on. Jamie Elliott had a little bit of a downward sort of patch in the last month of footy in the home and away, but then came out with a really strong performance in that first final. Starcevic goes to him. Now, who wins that battle? Because it's really important that obviously Elliott kicks the goals because Mychek hasn't really been in goal-kicking form. But who wins that battle? Because if you're talking about a lockdown defender who's really diligent, I reckon Starcevic is right up in that upper echelon. So who swings in that favour?
On the deck or straight out on the lead, it is going to be Jamie Elliott. If the ball comes in and it's stop, prop, engage body, Starcevic will own him.
What if it's cold and wet?
Well, he'd probably wear long sleeves.
Yeah, well, long sleeves here we were rocking because it looks like it's cold. 55% of rain, 14 degrees. That is going to be.
What's your Friday night tell you? Sorry, just
Saturday
to go back.
night? That's what it's saying.
Yeah, Friday night. Is that saying cold and?
Friday is actually 40% rain and 21 degrees on my Apple iPhone weather man. But if I think 3 goals for Elliott is a win. 2 goals is even. 1 goal is your man. I think he can get it done. It's going to come down to blokes like Membry, Sidebottom, Lipinski, all these guys. Someone needs to pop up. Someone like a Peddler. You know how Peddler kicked 3 in that first final and they didn't get the chocolates, but he popped up and he was really dangerous. Like they need someone like that. I reckon there's a lot of these roles that will get done.
Could be your boy.
Schultz, he has been enormous.
He's epic down there, isn't he?
Yeah, De Goey was enormous.
So this is the other one, and this is I really want to get your thoughts on. So Jordan De Goey, probably, and Will Ashcroft, head to head, because you talk about Dacos and McGluggage being probably the premier mids of either side. And that second to that would be Geordie and Ashcroft.
Mm-hmm.
Will Ashcroft's finals games have been
outstanding,
bullshit good for how young he is.
Yeah. But then Geordie had one of his best games all year, or probably one of them. Only a few last game.
He's building as well. Like you think about his year.
So who are you picking? Who's winning that battle?
Well, it's going to be about the scoreboard for me. I think if Geordie can hit the scoreboard and kick 2 and have his mid-20s, low 20s, Will would have to have a heap of clearances, 30 and about 10 clearances to win that.
Yep.
So it's one of those ones where, I can see Jordan, exposing him a little bit. If they, when they just, I think that's where you can get them. You can expose them on the spread and kick goals. But yeah, if De Goey doesn't hit the scoreboard, then I think we'll win that battle.
I think De Goey has more chance of having big impact with less ball, whereas it'd be a slow burn with Will Ashcroft, who probably gets you across the entire game with 30 odd and a couple.
Yeah, a couple would be big. I can't see him kicking a couple, but
should have kicked a couple on the weekend.
Maybe you put him for 1 and your Propeller, your $2 plus. What do you think happens, lads? Like, honestly, talk to me. Because the Lions, I reckon most people have written them off a little bit with the injuries. They bring Big O in last week.
I reckon
and they look so good. They look so good.
Hardest game to get a lens, like just a genuine lens on. Because Collingwood's back half or third of the season form was shit.
Yeah, you wrote them off.
Well, I did, but then it's sort of the narrative of we just have to start winning games.
Number 2 in defence, Fly said. I think they were 1 majority of the year, but that defence part we forget about.
But if they have that template of how they played against Adelaide in that first final, I reckon.
But how well are Adelaide going?
The Adelaide form stack up?
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Yeah.
Adelaide. If you look at Adelaide's last 2 weeks, West Coast 9 points, North Melbourne they won by 14. Then they lose 2 finals. Is that form actually like? If you think about your horse racing form, Daisy, you wouldn't be going, "Oh, that's not out of a strong field."
No.
Yeah, but still, you have to perform interstate, and they performed interstate. So I don't. Well, this is Collingwood I'm talking about. Sorry. Look, if they play with that template, I'm tipping Collingwood.
Brisbane 92, Collingwood 65. Last time they played, not long ago at the G.
Pies go up your favourites here with the bookies at $1.69. You're going to have $2.25 about lines. The line 5.5 under a goal. The under over 162.5 points.
Jeez, the Lions getting it done.
I've changed my tip 15 times in this show.
Yeah, mate, I've been asked 3 different times, and every time I look at it in different shows, I don't know. I'm going to... You can't even tip a draw.
Who are you barracking for?
I'll be barracking for the Pies.
Well, then go with your heart then.
Okay, Lions will win.
If you want a grand final ticket and you haven't got one, you'd be going for Brisbane. Because they will be expensive.
No, well, I've actually got my hands on a few.
Well, there you go.
Pies be raffling them off later on.
But if the Pies make it, they are becoming very tough.
I've got confidence in the Pies at their absolute best. Have they been at their best, and do you trust them to be there off the last 5 weeks? Probably not. Therefore, I am genuinely leaning just towards the Lions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lockie Neal had 36 the last time they played. He won't be playing.
He'll have under that this time.
Yeah.
Anyway, well.
I'm going Brisbane then.
Yeah, I'm going to tip Brisbane.
I'm going Cats in Brisbane. Grand final.
Daisy?
I'm going to tip Brisbane. I hope.
All 3 are going Brisbane.
Yeah.
Yep. So you want me to be wrong?
I want you to be wrong. I want to be wrong. I want everyone to be wrong. I want the Pies to win.
All right, let's say hello to some hot stats, all from our friend Statmate. Here we go for this one. We have Josh Dacos. He's had 25 disposals in 11 of his last 14 against the Lions. You get $1.83 on PointsBet. Hugh McCluggage, he's had 25 in all of his 8 games at the venue, $1.53. He was enormous last week. Josh Dunkley's had 30 disposals in both games without Lockie Neal, $3.40 on PointsBet. That is a great start.
Josh Dunkley
for
every
has
10
had 30 disposals
Jesus.
the last couple of times without Lockie Neal, so in both games. So they're $3.40. Pull it back to 25 if you're smart. You're probably getting some juice there. Actually, I should say you're getting some sauce there, some hot sauce. The hottest stats, all brought to you by our friend StatMate. It's your best mate when it comes to building a multi. Download it now if you haven't, right there on the App Store. Well, time for the Prophet Propeller. Oh. There's 2 weeks to go. We went 3 from 4 last week. It's going to be Wyndham Vale FC that enters the Propeller. Daisy Wall, let's spin the wheel first. Come on, get up there, and then we'll announce our bets this week. We've already said them. All right, who's spinning? Whoever spun it last week, let's do it again.
I spun it.
I thought I caressed one.
Come on, boys. They can't hear you up there, so let's just spin it. Here we go. The prelim week, Prophet Propeller is off and spinning. It's a little spin, but it's spinning a lot.
Come on, the
Who's it going to be? Powered by PointsBet, of course. It's going to be the Parkdale next. No, it's not. It's Aquinas Old Collegians. Parkdale next door. Very stiff. Knox as well. There we go. I'll be in contact with the Prez. You get another chance on the Propeller. Sit down, you idiots, and let's announce our bets for this week. Whilst we're on it, some comments from YouTube. Big shout out to everyone on YouTube. Keep getting in the comments. We've only got one more show after this one. It's going to be a big grand final week next week.
Are we live anywhere?
Teddy2072. What a bloody recruit Big Wall has been, Tommy? Absolute first class. That bloke, unreal. There you go. Wall, thoughts on that?
Thank you very much for that. That's good.
Crazy Hazy F69. Come on, Prophet Propeller. I had a dream during the week. I won 16 grand. I've been punting hard the past few days and still no luck. But I'll keep trying. The Propeller keeps trying.
Tommy, stop texting.
It's unbelievable from Crazy Hazy. He goes, I've had a dream during the week I'd win 16 grand. I've been punting hard the last few days, but still no luck. Well, guess what? You mean it.
Just take a breath, mate. Do it responsibly.
Do it responsibly. But how about you have a little word to Daisy? He's cost everyone last week.
Old Hazy.
And comment about the Tommy Talks with Shaq.
I'll read these ones, mate. I'll read these ones because it's about you.
Tommy Talks with Shaq was shit.
At Dylan Davis 6771, this bloke's hustle is so underrated.
Well, we should say it wasn't my hustle; it was PointsBet's hustle.
No, don't lift the lid. No, shut up. Cut this out. Cut this out. Cut that out. Don't lift the
curtain. It wouldn't happen without PointsBet.
Don't lift the curtain. Cut that out.
And at Campbell Rhodes 1894, hey Train, just watching your video with Shaq on the TV. Oh, that's interesting. Just thought I'd say you've been doing an unreal job with the potties. Been a massive fan for many years now. Look
Campbell
at that.
Rhodes, 1894. Campbell Rhodes, thank you. I do appreciate that a lot, actually. Thank you. Well, it's time to give our Propeller bets and wrap the show up.
Daisy in this one, was it?
Yeah, what's going on, Doc?
Oh, that's all right. Probably because I won a fucking award on a different podcast. No, I get it. You filtered them, did you? I get it.
Yeah, best podcast of the year, the Triple M boys.
Well,
congratulations.
We'll be there next
what are you
year.
giving all the best material out to the rub?
I know. Heat starts before us.
Where did we rank? Was there a ranking?
Yeah, we got top 100.
Top 100, we'll take that.
Yeah.
We'll take that.
No, next year's our year.
Next year, we're going to go big next year. We should say, if we were to add one more person to the panel.
No one.
Who would you add if you could add
Shaq.
one more?
Or no, Paige.
Shaq, Page.
Bill Shorten.
Campbell Brown would be a good one, wouldn't he?
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Brownie to the panel. Would you like to see that?
No, I'd probably have to step aside from someone.
Why?
Well,
Too much aura.
Yeah. Look,
it's more limelight, Daisy.
No. I just don't want to get cancelled. That's where I'm going to go. I'll say it. Brown Dog doesn't really answer to too many. I answer to actually a few, which is unfortunate. I would love nothing more to sit on a podcast and actually sit with Brown Dog and riff and have zero ramifications.
Yep.
But that's not the world we live
Lucky
in.
we can edit the podcast. Well, big shout out to Aquinas Old Collegians Football Club. Let's hope this is the week. It needs to be, guys. It needs to be. Daisy, let's kick it off with you. Who are you locking in this week? 2 games, plenty of markets. Yep. Make it a winner.
I'm going to Friday night footy, Hawks and the Cats. I'm still backing in the fact that it's going to be slightly wet underfoot. James Warple tackles. We spoke about it, StatMate. They said 6. I'm just going for 5 for me, a couple of bucks. There you go. Warp to have 5 or more tackles. Come on.
I don't think we've ever cheered a tackle. That's going to be fun.
That's going to be real fun. Of the ball heaps of times.
And I'm going to be tuning into the same game.
Yeah,
for the Propeller Friday night.
Geelong
v Hawthorn. I love a showcase. I love being first real trailblazer of the Prophet Propeller here. Dylan Moore. 20 plus. Loves the G. 27, 25 and 32 in his 3 previous outings. Now, I just think that John Newcomb's going to cop a lot of attention. So Dylan Moore's going to be thrown on the ball. He's going to get plenty of it. You know, he's a gun. He may hit the scoreboard as well, but he'll get 20 plus. You get $2.05 for that.
A bit hot sauce.
Oh, that is saucy, Wal. That is saucy.
Nice big one.
All right, I'm going to Saturday night.
Oh, you idiot.
The Pies hosting the Lions. And I think Darcy Wilmot is a player that we don't get around enough.
Yes.
And for 20...
Hasn't missed since debut in a final.
Well, let's hope he doesn't miss this weekend because I need him to have 22 disposals at $2.10 currently. But Darcy Wilmot, 22 disposals off the half back, shouldn't be getting too much attention. If the ball's up and back and he can float around, I think he can get a lot of pip. So that is my selection this week for the Prophet Propeller, boys.
Huge. This is it. Like last week close, prelim final week, and then a go again into grand final week.
Wow.
Finish the
Double
year
down.
with the left-right combo, the oos good night.
How good would it be to tick this off?
Come on,
before the
pay
end
the
of the
people.
year? Come on, pay the people.
Pay them people.
And let's keep getting on it ourselves and hopefully the day
This
is...
time next week, we'll have hit the propeller. There'll be a Brownlow medalist and we'll have a grand finalist.
And I would have went 0 from 8.
And there's a special birthday.
Yes.
Yes, big Rixie's 9th
Daisy.
birthday, big party. Daisy won't be there. He's too busy. Wal will be there. And Guinea's just done a collab with Rix and we've just released them. So if you want to get around the great man, he's custom designed his own pair of sunnies. We've actually never done that before. We've done colours, but no one's ever designed their own pair of sunnies. And Guinea's done them and they're elite.
The Guinea?
They're just called the Guinea.
Oh.
Yeah, they're a metal frame, gradient lens. They are very different. They're going like hotcakes, boys. So get in quick.
Yes.
If you don't want that pair, use Aces at checkout and get whatever other pair you want. But let's check that out. And a little sneak peek. Just look out if he kicks a goal this week, Daisy. I'll give you the heads up. But there might be a Sally coming.
Oh.
Just to keep it on the down low, all right?
Yeah, okay, boys.
All right, well, that's all we've got. I want to remind everyone that's watching this program, get around the comments on YouTube. We've been reading them out. Daisy wasn't happy, didn't get any love. Give him some love. And we'll see you next week right here on the Aces AFL Show. That is the longest show of the season. Congratulations if you're still watching. See you later. Watching this program, get around the comments on YouTube. We've been reading them out. Daisy wasn't happy, didn't get any love. Give him some love. And we'll see you next week right here on the Aces AFL Show. That is the longest show of the season. Congratulations if you're still watching. See you later.
You check that Logsy for his mate?
Sorry, mate.
Yeah, nah.
Looks like you could do with the fiery goodness of PointsBet.
It's like hot sauce, but for sport.
And now it comes with lock screen tracker. So you can follow your bet even when you got your hands full.
Cheers, mate. I'd shake your hand, but...
Same game multi from PointsBet, now with lock screen tracker. Yeah, that's built different.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.